Hello everyone, hope all are you doing well. This is Rajesh and in this video we will discuss about the most important thing in camera is a camera sensor. Yes, so in this video we will discuss about the sensor, the type of sensor and one most important thing is a crop factor. So let's begin. Here you can see this is a sensor, hope you already seen it when you open your camera and the lens. So you will see this. Yes, so here you can see there are a lot of sensors are here, but this is not the enough. There is lot more sensor are in that. If you see in the medium format, there are lot more variations in the medium format and in the APS-C. So let me introduce you all these things. Basically, according to the size of sensor, we can call it from a different name. Here you can see the sensor size is big, we can call it as a IMAX film frame, and here is the medium format, this full frame, and this is a APS-C, this is a used on Nikon and Sony, and here APS-C, this is Canon. There is also a more variations are here. So as per the size of sensor, we can call it from the different name. Okay, so here also I mentioned the size of the sensor. In the IMAX, the size you can see is 17.41 mm into 52.63 mm. In the medium frame, you will see this is 53.7, and full frame we can consider is 36 mm into 24 mm. So in this case, there are a lot of sensors, but we will standard, if we will say so, we will take a full frame as a standard size of a sensor. If we will compare anything on the sensor, so we will compare with the standard format, and the standard format is a full frame. This is not I am saying, this is a universal. Okay, so here the IMAX full frame where it will be used, so it used on an IMAX camera. IMAX is on film formats and the film projectors and the theater, so this is a very big and very expensive. This is not used on a normal camera. Okay, and also I marked here with a blue tick and the yellow tick. So blue is a area compared to a full frame equivalent, and is a yellow, this is a crop factor. What is the crop factor? We will discuss it later. So in a this is a 0.23 times. Why this is a big size of the sensor instead of the full frame? Full frame is a smaller and the IMAX is a big, so this is a 0.23 times bigger than the with a full frame. Okay, in the medium frame, medium format, there are a lot more other variations in the medium format. This use on a Hasselblad one, and this is the X is meaning is the number is a 1D, 2D, 3D. So this is the format, and the phase one camera and the Fujifilm is ZF format. So this is a very costly camera, so we will not use it in a normal way. So in the full frame, you can see this is a 36 mm to 24 mm. This is used on Nikon or Nikon 600 series, 700 series, 800 series, D series, D5, D6, and a DFA. And in the Canon, you see the Canon 5D 6D and a Sony on A, and also other. And here you will see the crop factor is a 1, because this is the full frames. There you will see there is a no crop factor here. Also, if you talk about the APS-C, here you can see there is a APS-C, and as well as this is also APS-C. This is for the Nikon or Nikon, whatever you call it. I will call it as a Nikon. Is a Nikon or Sony, you will see there is a size of 23.7 mm into 15.6 mm. But in the APS-C, which is used on a Canon camera, here you will see the size of sensor is a 22.2 mm into 14.8 mm. So there is a very minor difference between the APS-C. If you will planning to buy a camera and you will plan buy a camera of a Canon or to in an APS-C format, so you will see there is the sensor size is little small rather than the Nikon. If you would purchase a Nikon or Sony camera, so you will see there is a a little more bigger sensor you will get. Okay, so here is also a lot more thing. This is available here. I will not discuss the all the thing. You can just take a screenshot and use it. Okay, so hope you understand the sensor. This is the based on the sensor size, and we standard take the full frame as a standard in a sensor thing. Here you can see if I will click a picture with the same distance but with a different camera. In a full frame you will see you will get a more wider angle, and if you click a picture with the APS-C you will get a more cropped area, and in a micro four third you will see there is a lot more area cropped. So why it happened? This happened because of the crop factor. We will discuss it later, but now I will show you the difference between if you are purchase a full frame or the crop sensor or a micro four third. So here you will see you will get a more wider area. Here you will see a cropped area, and this is the more cropped area, but these are pictures clicked with the same distance. So what is a full frame sensor? A full frame camera sensor equivalent is size to a 35 mm film frame, which is considered a standard size in photography. Full frame sensor typically measure around 36 mm into 24 mm, which I already mentioned on over this previous slide. If you talk about the pro and cons, so this is a better low light performance. Why is it better low light performance? Because you will get a more big sensor. So the lens will produce the more light with the sensor. So if you will click a picture in the evening or the night time, so this will also helpful for you. And also there is a wider field of view. Your sensor size is big, so you will get a more bigger area. Here you can see in the full frame you will get a more area over here instead of the APS-C or micro four third. And the shallower depth of field. In the shallower depth of field you will see if you want to click a picture of this object, the transformer, so whatever you can just zoom in, and when you zoomed in the here, so you will get a more blurry background. So for that this is a helpful. And the higher resolution, yeah, you will get a more higher resolution in the full frame. And if you talk about the cons of the size and weight, this is a very big instead of a crop frame camera, and this is a more costly, and also a narrower depth of field. Here you will see the pro is a shallower depth of field, and I mentioned here is the narrower depth of field. What will happen if I want to click a picture with this one guy, and when I zoomed in, so what will happen, if I focus it on this person, so they will get a blurred. So this is a con I will say, but there is also an option if you want to click a single person picture or a group picture, so you can just consider that setting, so you will not find this a con. If you talk about the crop sensor, in the crop sensor you have that is smaller than a full frame sensor. APS-C sensors vary in size but are typically around is 22 mm into 15 mm. So if I talk about the pro, there is a cost effective. Yes, this is a more this is cheaper than the full frame camera, and this is a portable, this is small instead of the full frame. And the increased effective focal length. Here you will see if you want the transformer image, so you will zoom here, so you will, if you are clicking with this APS-C, so you will get a more clear image, and you will also get the more area with a clear vision, with a no blurred effect. But if you will click this picture with the same full frame camera, so you will get a more blurred area in the surrounding with the transformer. So this is the focal length, and with also a great depth of field. Because of the crop factor you will get a more depth of field. And the cons, this is a less low light performance because the sensor size is small, so the lens is not produce the more lighting to the sensor, so this will work good in a low light. And the narrower field of view, because of the smaller size of sensor, you will get a cropped area over here, so you will not get these area when you will click the picture. So if you want this area as well, so you will go back side of the camera, so you will get this area as well. So here you will see you will get a narrower field of view. Also the less pronounced bokeh, you will get a less bokeh effect in your pictures if you will click on the crop sensor. And finally we will discuss about the crop factor. Here in the slide we will talk about the crop factor, and finally we will discuss about the what is the crop factor. Here I create the slide, so you will get more information about the crop factor. In the full frame you will get there is a no crop factor, there is a 1x crop factor. It means in the full frame you will get no any crop factors over here. In a APS-C where you will get a 1.6 time a crop factor. This exact amount varies per camera and sensor. Whenever you buy or purchase a camera, so in that you will see what is the crop factor of that camera. Okay, so here if you will consider is a 1.6, in the Nikon camera you will get a 1.6 time crop factor. In a Micro Four Third you will get a 2x time of crop factor. Okay, so see, in the full frame when we click a picture, so we will get a more area of the image, and in the crop sensor you will get a narrower area of image. So the area you will not see here, where is it? So this is cropped basically, and how much is cropped? This is cropped at 1.6 times. So this is the crop factor. You are clicking a picture with the same distance, but you get a more wider area over here, and you will get here a cropped area. So you will get a 1.6 crop factor. When you zoom the full frame into a 1.6 times, so you will get this result. If you are clicking a picture with the full frame and you will zoom the 1.6 times, so you will get this result. But here you will see you are just not zoomed in, you are not doing anything in the camera, and you will get that one result. So this is a crop factor. There is also one term we use is equivalent focal length. This is the equal to the focal length into the crop factor. Here is C. Suppose you are shoot a picture with a 50 mm lens and you are with the same distance. If you are clicking a picture with a full frame and you are using a 50 mm lens, so you will get the 50 mm equivalent image. But if you are clicking a picture with the APS-C, a crop sensor, you will see there is a 50 mm lens you are using here as well, and the distance is the same. But because of the crop factor, here you will see there is a 1.6 crop factor, so you will get this 80 mm equivalent image. You are on the same place, but you are get a more cropped area here. Also, if you are clicking a picture with a Micro Four Third, so you will get a 2x a crop factor, and you will get a 100 mm equivalent image. So what it means? See, if you are using a full frame and you will just zoomed in a 2x, so you will get this result. And you are using a full frame and you will zoomed in is a 1.6 times, so you will get this result. So see, here you are not zoom in and out, and you are getting that result. So this is the difference between this thing and this is the equivalent image, and this is the difference between these three things when you are taking with the same different camera. Here I create a slide to differentiate to all these things, and I also consider these parameters here. So here you can see in the full frame, in a crop sensor and a Micro Four Third, there is a sensor size. Yes, in the full frame you will get a more larger sensor size, and here you will get a more small, and there is a more small. In a crop factor you will get in a full frame there is a no crop factor over here, and in the crop sensor you will get a 1.6 times crop factor. Also this will depend on your camera. In a Micro Four Third you will get a 2x crop factor. Suppose we are using a focal length of 50 mm in these of 3, so our equivalent focal length will get here a 50 mm because there is a no crop factor. Here this will become a 80 mm, and here it will become a 100 mm equivalent image. For the image view, this is just a example I give you here. If you are clicking a picture with this thing 50 mm, so you will get this result. If you are clicking a picture with a 50 mm focal length, so you will get this result. And if you are clicking a picture with a micro four third with a use of 50 mm focal length, so you will get these image. Suppose if we are using a aperture as a f4.0, so this is the crop factor. This will also impact on your aperture. So here you will see there the aperture is the same 4.0, but in here in the crop sensor you will get 1.6 time also here, so this will become a 6.4, and this will also impact over here. So here you use a 4.0 aperture, but this will become a f8.0, and also this will this will impact on your ISO. If we are suppose we are using ISO 100, so here this will, as it is the 100 ISO, and this will become a 160.26 ISO, and here this will become a 200 ISO. In the light performance, here you will get a more light because the sensor size is big, so the lens will produce more light to the sensor, so you will get a more good lighting here. Here you will get low light, and there you will get a more low light. So this is the chart which where we will discuss this all the thing, and hope you understand all the parameters and how you will get these results. Okay, but there is also one more thing I will consider here. If you are purchasing a camera because of the video thing, you want to shoot a video, so you will consider there is also more crop factors over there. Suppose you are shoot a picture with a full HD format, suppose a 2K format and with the 30 FPS, so you will get there is a no crop factor. But the same picture if you are clicking with a 4K with a 60 FPS, so you can get there a crop factor. So this can be happen with the camera. This will depend on the different camera. If you are purchasing a camera because of the video shooting, you are interested on a video shoot, so you definitely see this thing. Hope you will learn a new thing in this video. Thank you so much for the watching, and we will meet in the next one.